You crash into bed at midnight, sleep for what feels like an eternity, and still wake up like a zombie dragged from a grave. Your eyes burn. Your brain feels like wet cement, and every step to class feels like wading through quicksand. Millions of students are living this nightmare, thinking more sleep is the answer. But in Japan, students have cracked a forbidden code that lets them wake up laser-focused, unstoppable, and buzzing with energy without a single extra hour of sleep. You've been brainwashed. Since childhood, they've drilled it into your head. Just sleep more. 8 hours. 9. 10. But no one tells you why you still wake up broken, even after doing it right. The truth? Time means nothing if your sleep is trash. Your body doesn't count hours. It measures recovery. And most students? They're sleeping long and healing nothing. Meanwhile, Japanese students are breaking every rule. They sleep less but wake up with minds sharp enough to slice glass. It's not magic. It's strategy. While the rest of the world stumbles through their mornings half alive, these students are dialed in, focused, and 10 steps ahead because they don't chase hours, they engineer deep rest. And once you learn how, you'll never sleep the same again. Western culture worships the clock. But in Japan, students focus on what actually matters: how quickly they enter deep sleep, how long they stay there, and how easily they wake up without shock. It's quality over quantity, biological precision instead of guesswork. And the results are mind-blowing. Less time in bed, more clarity, more memory, and insane energy by 7 a.m. This is the part no one tells you. You could be sleeping 10 hours a night and still wake up like you haven't slept in a week. Or you could sleep 6 and feel like you've just been plugged into a power grid. Japanese students know that sleep isn't about logging time. It's about triggering recovery. And once you flip that switch, everything changes. Sleep doesn't start when your head hits the pillow. It starts an hour before that moment when your body gets the first signal to slow down or speed up. Most students ruin this window without even knowing it. They blast their brains with blue light, scroll TikTok until their eyes twitch, and expect to fall asleep like flipping a switch. That's not sleep. That's digital warfare. Japanese students do the opposite. They've mastered the art of winding down like warriors prepping for battle. Herbal tea instead of soda. Warm lighting instead of phone screens. Quiet reflection instead of brain-melting content. These aren't cute rituals. They're neurological commands that shift the body into deep rest mode before the first yawn even shows up. The science is terrifyingly clear. 1 hour of overstimulation before bed can wreck your melatonin production for the entire night. But a single pre-sleep habit can trigger a full-body shutdown sequence that leads to faster, deeper, cleaner sleep. And guess what? Japanese students aren't guessing. They've turned these micro-habits into muscle memory. This is why they fall asleep in minutes while you toss for hours. It's why they wake up charged while you slam snooze until reality feels optional. The difference isn't genetics. It's what happens in the 60 minutes before bed. You can either program your body for chaos or train it to power down like a system built for high performance. The choice starts before sleep ever begins. Every night while you sleep, your brain is supposed to clean itself like a high-tech dishwasher scrubbing out mental gunk. It flushes toxins, resets emotions, files memories, and preps your mind for clarity. But here's the horror show. If your sleep is light or interrupted, that system fails. The garbage piles up and you wake up groggy, anxious, and mentally cluttered. Japanese students avoid this trap because they don't settle for shallow rest. Their habits launch them into deep sleep faster, which is where the real magic happens. That's when the glymphatic system kicks in, clearing out stress chemicals like cortisol and leftovers from mental overload. You don't just wake up rested. You wake up rebooted as if your brain just took a cold shower and wiped the slate clean. Western students often skip this phase entirely without knowing it. They drift in and out of weak sleep cycles, never hitting the pressure point where real recovery lives. That's why they forget things, crash midday, and can't focus without caffeine. They're trying to run high-performance software on a brain that never cleared its junk folder. And every day it stacks up. This is the silent reason so many students are exhausted, depressed, and distracted. It's not personality. It's pollution. Sleep is supposed to clean you, and if it doesn't, you drown in yesterday's leftovers. But the Japanese system forces the brain to do its job faster, deeper, and more efficiently. That's why they sleep less and still feel limitless. Their brains aren't just rested, they're purified. The students who sleep best don't rely on willpower, they rely on systems. Japanese students don't guess their way into rest, they design it. Their nights follow a quiet choreography of recovery. Same time to bed, same order of actions, same sensory cues. No chaos, no scrolling, no last-second decisions. It's automation for the nervous system, and it works like magic. These are big routines with vision boards and breathing apps. They're micro-habits, a warm towel on the face, a quiet light in the corner, 1 minute of stretching, 5 slow breaths. It's barely noticeable but radically effective. Each one is a tiny switch, and together they flip your body into shutdown mode like a jet powering down its engines. Meanwhile, most students do the opposite. They go from high-speed stimulation to blackout in seconds and wonder why they wake up at 3 a.m. with a racing heart. Their nights are random, their bodies confused. And when sleep finally comes, it's shallow, scattered, and unrepairing. You can't rest in chaos. And if your brain doesn't recognize sleep cues, it doesn't know when to heal. This is what Japanese students master. They don't leave rest up to chance. Their nights are stacked with invisible rituals that prepare their body to win before sleep even begins. And once the system is in place, they don't have to think about it. The body just knows. Sleep becomes recovery. Recovery becomes identity. And identity becomes unstoppable momentum. Here's the brutal truth no one tells you. If you wake up wrong, you destroy everything your sleep just worked for. That groggy rush to your phone, the blaring alarm, that sudden light to your eyes. It's a shock to your system. Your brain thinks you're in danger before your feet even touch the floor. The result? Cortisol spikes, adrenaline dumps, and a mind that starts the day already panicked. But Japanese students treat the morning like a sacred transition, not an emergency. They wake with purpose, not panic. Curtains open gradually. Light enters slow and soft. Some sit in silence for 1 minute before even speaking. That moment matters. It tells the nervous system the world is safe, the recovery is complete, and it's time to rise with power, not pressure. This is where most students ruin their energy. They blast their brain with dopamine by checking texts, TikToks, and chaos before their mind even boots up. It's like slamming your laptop closed while it's still updating. No wonder you crash by noon. No wonder focus feels impossible. You didn't finish sleeping, you just escaped it. But Japanese students build a loop. Their morning behavior confirms to the body that rest is complete. That loop closes the sleep cycle and locks in all the benefits. Wake too violently and you undo everything. Wake too late and you drift into fatigue. But wake with rhythm and you activate clarity, focus, and calm before your first thought even forms. Your brain is watching your bedroom, even when you aren't. And if it sees clutter, chaos, glowing lights, and open laptops, it doesn't prepare for rest. It prepares for war. Most students sleep in disaster zones, then wonder why they wake up feeling attacked. Your room isn't just where you sleep. It's what tells your brain whether or not it should. Japanese students understand this instinctively. Their rooms are clean, calm, and intentional. Minimalist not for style, but for sleep. Futons are folded and aired out every morning, then laid back down only at night. Nothing on the floor, no distractions on the walls, no glowing tech in the corner. The message is clear. This space is for nothing but peace. And here's why that matters. Your brain builds associations fast. If you scroll TikTok in bed, your mind links that space to stimulation, not rest. If you do homework where you sleep, your body stays alert even when you lie down. But if you enter a clean, quiet space, every night your brain begins to slow down on command. Sleep becomes the automatic response to the room itself. This is how Japanese students win before they even close their eyes. Their bedroom isn't just a location, it's a trigger. The floor, the air, the quiet, it all signals one thing: shut down now. You don't need a bigger room, you need a smarter one. Because when your space speaks calm, your body obeys without resistance. And sleep becomes a natural consequence, not a nightly struggle. Most students treat sleep like a task to complete, like brushing your teeth or checking a box. But the body doesn't care about boxes, it cares about rhythm. Japanese students don't just follow rules, they follow signals. They listen to light, hunger, temperature, mood. Sleep is not a command. It's a collaboration between biology and routine. And when you get that wrong, everything falls apart. In the West, you're told to sleep at 10, wake at 6, like it's a magic formula. But without alignment, it's useless. Eat late, stay under bright light, scroll too long, and those rules collapse. Your body can't follow commands if you're sending mixed signals. Japanese students design their schedule to flow with nature, not against it. They sync with energy instead of forcing it. This rhythm goes deeper than habits. Meals happen at the same time. Movement is built into the day. Screens are cut off early, and sleep cycles are respected. They aim to wake up at the end of a 90-minute cycle when the brain is ready, not when an alarm demands it. That one detail changes everything. It's the difference between waking up calm or crashing into consciousness. That's why Japanese students don't need motivation to feel good. They don't need 10 hours of sleep or 3 alarms. Their lives are designed to flow. And when the flow is right, energy becomes effortless. Clarity becomes consistent. You don't need stricter rules, you need smarter rhythm. And once you feel it, you'll never go back to forcing sleep again. Most students treat sleep like a last-minute prize, something they collapse into after burnout or chaos. But Japanese students see it differently. For them, rest isn't a break from life, it's a vital part of performance. You don't earn it. You practice it. And like any skill, it gets sharper with repetition until deep sleep becomes second nature. This is the mindset shift that changes everything. In the West, rest feels like guilt, like laziness, like weakness. But in Japan, rest is preparation. It's respected. Students are trained to value sleep as highly as study. Because without restoration, the brain can't retain anything and the body becomes an empty battery. It's not softness. It's science. Think about that. While most students wear exhaustion like a badge of honor, Japanese students train recovery like athletes. They don't crash. They calibrate. They don't binge sleep. They maintain it. Their secret isn't sleep quantity. It's sleep discipline. And that discipline turns them into machines of clarity, energy, and focus. The result is unstoppable. Because once you master sleep as a skill, you stop chasing mornings that feel good and start creating them on demand. You don't wonder if you'll feel rested. You know you will. Because you built it, night after night. Not as a reward for surviving the day, but as a tool for dominating the next one. You don't need a Japanese passport or a perfect life to sleep like them. You need one decision: to stop leaving your rest to chance and start building it with intention. One ritual, one space, one rhythm. It starts small but stacks fast. And before you know it, you'll be waking up with energy that feels supernatural, even on less sleep. Start tonight. Light a candle. Take a slow breath. Clean the chaos. Ditch the screen. Replace scrolling with stillness. You're not just preparing to sleep. You're programming your mind to enter recovery mode on command. The body follows the signals you give it. And once it learns those signals, you'll never beg for rest again. This isn't about perfection. It's about consistency. Choose one ritual and protect it like gold. Make your space a temple, not a junk drawer. Respect the moment your day ends, and you'll start waking up in ways you've never felt before. Rest won't be something you hope for. It'll be something you own. Because in the end, you don't rise with energy by accident. You rise that way because you earned it the night before. While the rest of the world fights to stay awake, you'll already be locked in, clear, calm, unstoppable. That's the power of ritual. That's the power of rest. And now it's yours.